said is that today might be the last day that the Senate will be sitting for this particular legislative session, and that they may embark on their annual recess. And so she has, according to our lawyers, she has a court judgment she wants to effect before that happens, and part of why it's so much important for her to be here today.
So, my darling, wonderful people, I don't come again with another trendy thing when they happen. Let's not forget that Tinubu was rated the third most corrupt leader in the world. And now with what is happening, what we are witnessing in the country is very obvious. It don't already show, say, really, say, immeritum, because say the things that has been going on right now in the states, the way the abuse of office, a lot of corruption cases, all the people defecting into APC, majority of them are corrupt leaders. I saw one headline today when they were saying that because Okowa had now defected to APC, all the EFCC corruption case that has really been gaining ground before now, everything, all the charges so far, nothing. Nobody they hear anything about that. See what happened in Edo State of recent, where the governor of the state was busy threatening P2B. The presidency did not say anything about that. See Natasha get issue with Akpabio and Yahaya Bello. The federal government come out sue Natasha. Can you imagine that? Sue Natasha for defamation. The federal government as a criminalized Natasha, say wetin he do na criminal offense. Meanwhile, the threat to human life, the presidency did not say anything. So with this and other things, you will get to know that these people are really trying to end democracy in Nigeria. It is very obvious that in this country, they want to end democracy because with what is going on right now, there is nothing like democracy in this country at all. And the reason why these things are really getting worse every day in this country is because of the leverage they get from INEC and the judicial. The people's voice does not matter anymore in this country. As in, the voice of the helpless does not really matter in this country. So guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look to watch this powerful message from Tunde Bakare to Tinubu. In this message went viral a few months ago. In this message, Tunde Bakare really pointed out everything just the way it is right now, the way things are going on right now in Nigeria. And I'm also going to allow you to take a look of other video clips that has to talk about the democracy and how the government are really trying every possible means to make sure they bring down the integrity of democracy in this country. So guys, watch and please help us to drop your opinion concerning this in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend it to others. Sit tight as you enjoy the video.
Nigerians must hear this. Just listen.
The center of this political banditry is the motor park brand of politics, nurtured by the old brigade politicians, and in recent times by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. President, it is through your influence that the Nigerian National Assembly has become a haven for legislative rascality. Mr. President, it's under your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the executive, grossly violating the principles of separation of powers and rubber stamping the whims and caprices of your office, all while singing the international anthem of psychoviolence on your mandate we shall stand. Mr. President, thanks to your political machinations, Nigeria is now bedeviled by a captured National Assembly, the most ineffective in its checks and balances role since the start of the Fourth Republic. In 2006, the Fourth National Assembly had the audacity to reject the tenure exemption bid of a sitting president. In 2010, the Sixth National Assembly summoned the courage to stand against the power hijacking cabal and restore Nigeria to the path of constitutionality by invoking the doctrine of necessity. In 2011, the House of Representatives of the Seventh National Assembly had the courage to elect its leaders, as did the Senate of the Eighth National Assembly in 2015, defying executive interference. This National Assembly, the 10th, has by its unconstitutional endorsement of the President's abuse of powers proven to be the most spineless in our recent history. Through its actions and inactions, the National Assembly has in effect become the 48th member of the President's cabinet. While a cabinet minister by the name of Wike, is it Wike or Wike or Wakeep? While a cabinet minister has more or less become a third-time state governor in Rivers State, pampered by the indulgences of the president. Recent events have made it clear to Nigerians that had this assembly been in place in 2006, when the third-term agenda was proposed, our democracy would have since morphed into one of Africa's lamentable tales of sit-tight dictatorship. To the president of the Nigerian Senate, who has not heeded the call to subject himself to an unbiased investigation, to clear his name of the allegations leveled against him, and under whose leadership the National Assembly has become a carry-go legislature, hiding under the umbrella of technicalities and a dubious voice voting system. I leave you and your conscience with the words of Frederic Bessières, former deputy of the French National Assembly. He said, and I quote, "When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men in a society, over the course of time, they create for themselves a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it." To the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under whose brand of politics the institution of legislative oversight is collapsing and our democracy is faced with an existential threat, I say, Mr. President, Nigeria is too delicate for this kind of politics. If this state capture was what you meant by a Miloko, it is an anticlimax that can only be counterproductive at the end. I urge you, Mr. President, to think deeply and reflect on these words. No man is wise enough, nor good enough to be trusted with unlimited power. Mr. President, please stop playing God.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio, our dear Senate President, sir, you are not the constituted authority of Nigeria. Senator Akpabio, you cannot be the constitution of this country. You are not God, sir. You are a public office holder who was supposed to have been elected by laws. You should not be seen to be a lawbreaker. Our dear Senate President, sir, every time you need to be reminded that power is transient. Power, no matter how many years you spend in power, one day you will leave or power will leave you. This country, there was a National Assembly before your administration. And after your administration, there will still be National Assembly. There is no one person that is bigger than the Nigerian project. This country is bigger than every one of us. We must uphold the rule of law. Our dear Senate President, Your Excellency, sir, you are not the constituted authority of this country. Our dear Senate President, please, you should focus on very important issues. Insecurity, inflation, youth unemployment, maternal and child mortality, a civil service dysfunctionality, law enforcement brutality. This issue of Senator Natasha is not of existential threat to you. Allow the poor woman to resume her legislative assignments. So you said that the court no order una to recall Senator Natasha, but you have gone ahead to appeal the ruling of that court, meaning you admit that there is a substantive ruling from a court of competent jurisdiction. Senator Akpabio, whether you want to appeal the case to ICC, to The Hague, or whether Bermuda Triangle, you have to obey the ruling of a court of competent jurisdiction. Senator Akpabio, no senator is greater than another senator. The same way the other 108 were elected is the same way you two you were elected now, and you should not shortchange anybody. The same way where your people for Akwa Ibom deserve proper representation, it is the same way that the people of Kogi Central deserve the representation from their lawmaker. All of this illegality and everything where they go with these shenanigans, there is no end in sight. And the victims are innocent Nigerians. Allow the woman to go back and resume her duties. There is no point. There is no need. You cannot be the constituted authority. Our dear Senate President, sir. Should be the time where court be ruled, say you can be the senatorial candidate in your senatorial district. When you been go to contest APC presidential ticket, you obey that order. So he gets some order where una they obey and the ones where una know they obey. It cannot be so, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you must be seen to uphold the rule of law at all times. You should not be seen to be a lawbreaker. Let the due process be followed and let Senator Natasha resume her plenary. After all, what exactly is the threat? Who is she a threat to? This injustice cannot be sustained. You must allow due process to be upheld at all times. And if una think say all of us we go keep quiet because everybody go dey fear, we no want talk, we no want this, for where it is not possible. We cannot all keep quiet and continue to die because the almighty hand of God is upon our lives. The truth we go continue to say it because only the truth will set us free. This Nigeria, may I not die here, I live here, and God Almighty is able to protect life. But you see this injustice, it will not be sustained. Senator Natasha don't fight many battles to reach this level politically, and I know that the God will bring her here will take her forward. Senator Akpabio, Natasha is not a threat to you. Allow the poor woman go back and do her job. You focus and do your own job. God has given you so much. Former governor, minister, commissioner, Senate minority leader, Senate president. Akpabio, rest now in the name of whatever you hold sacred. Hi, Nigerian politicians. May God help Nigerians. This injustice against Senator Natasha will not be sustained. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
Omobazuaye, how do you do? I see Natasha has come out of her car. Clearly, she was not allowed to drive in. Tell us what's going on right now.
If you're watching the video, we have Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. She just stepped down from her vehicle that was initially stopped by security operatives right in front of the National Assembly. And now she's taking a long walk all the way from the first main gate of the National Assembly, and she's going down the road towards the National Assembly complex. She has said she was going to make it here today. She had told the National Assembly that she will come here today whatever happens. And true to her words, we have seen her. She has come. We've been waiting since almost 7 o'clock in the morning. We've waited for more than 4 hours. Now she's here, and she's taking a long trek along the road that leads you straight to the second gate. She had already beaten the first gate, and but our convoy was stopped. Then she stepped down from the convoy, and now she's making this move. I don't know. I'll give it a try to see whether she will say something to me. This is Arise. What do you have to say?
First, I'm just glad to be alive, and I'm glad to resume today. And that's all I'll say for now, until we get there.
Well, she says that's all she's going to say for now, and we are taking the walk with her. She's coming.
Omobazuaye, tell us about the women flanked around Natasha. Let's talk about the women beside her. I know she is flanked by some serious activists. Do you want to just ask them a few questions as to why they decided to come with her today? I can barely hear from the noise in the background what you have asked, but I know for sure that today, what's really at stake, most people have said, is that today might be the last day that the Senate will be sitting for this particular legislative session, and that they may embark on their annual recess. And so she has, according to her lawyers, she has a court judgment she wants to effect before that happens. And part of why it's so much important for her to be here today. Just take some steps back.
Our senator be this, so we don't get another one. Our senator be this, so.
It has the full support of those that are accompanying her as she attempts to go into the National Assembly. And like she rightly said, she's glad to be alive, and that's all she's saying for now until she arrives there. And I'm hopeful that this will just be a very smooth walk.